Okay, so here's kind of some thoughts on the fillers. So this filler we're going to demonstrate with is a 5-pump filler. In the morning, your supervisors or leads, what they're going to do is come over to the machine. They're going to go ahead and open up the program. They could click open, click on the program they want loaded up. Then they're going to go ahead and just click home. And the machine's going to home itself. While that's homing, I'm going to also show you the file name here. It will display a file name for any SOPs you need, and then it does show number of cycles for how many cycles your operators are running per hour, and you can clear that counter every hour if you wanted to. So it does have a little tracking system built into it. And once the machine's done homing here, we're going to go ahead and run a cycle. This machine is going to fill 60 bottles every cycle. Let me go ahead and hit cycle start, and I'll kind of show you how it fills. But your operators will come and click that green button, which is cycle start. The machine will know where to go and run the positioning because I opened up the pre-saved program. So we're on our 15. We've now filled 15 bottles. These pumps, they are filling up the bottles, and then what they're doing is actually reverse filling, which will suck back some of the fluid back in the tubing to stop any drippage. You could see that on those pumps. So fill, reverse. Another good thing about this is the nozzles are pretty much universal. So all these nozzles will stay the same, but this bottom part changes. So this setup is more for a CBD or essential oil type thing. It's a 10 gauge needle. You can put a 1/8 inch stainless steel nozzle on this, or a 1/4 inch for like your lotions, and probably use this for your spraying products. And once this is done, I'll kind of show you how trays are loaded and unloaded. We just got 2 more sets of bottles, and we've been done with our 60. Alright, so there's 60 bottles filled. When the cycle's done, the tray comes out. Then your operators know to go ahead and take this guy out. You got your 2 handles here. They could go ahead and set this off to the side, grab their next tray. They could go ahead and throw it in. When they throw it in, they just want to make sure that this marker here, and sometimes this marker's on this side depending on the bottle size and everything like that. But they just want to make sure that marker is in the back right hand corner of the machine. You got a whole bunch of backstops back here. You just want to slide your trays against that, and then just slide it all the way to the right. Once you know you're locked in, your operator could go ahead and hit cycle start, and it'll start filling from that position. At the end of every cycle, it just starts at the end, at the end of every cycle, the nozzles go back to the starting location instead of home. So you can see we're already back up and filling, and we've already filled 60, 70, almost 75, 80 bottles now. Now, this is our filling setup. For the capping setup, most of our capping systems to date have just been a single head capping system, which instead of running 5 nozzles is just 1 capping head here. For your production rate, we'd like to adapt 6 capping heads to it, or maybe we could go a little less, because 100 milliliter fill and 200 milliliter fill is going to be a little bit slower than just capping a cap. But I did kind of want to go over spacing, because spacing on a capper is a little bit further out. Spacing on a capper is a little bit further out than the fillers. Your spacing on a capper, when that chuck's on here, is about this wide. It can cap the spacing front to back, which we call columns, but we will need the extra space for this right here, because we'd have a capper here, capper here for 6 total, which would mean on a system like this we could only fit 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column, 5 column, probably a column here for 6, and a column here for 7. And then rows back, you'd be able to fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is about 42 bottles per tray, just on the 30 ml bottles. So what we can do is either drop it to a one-head capping system, where then your trays can hold more bottles and you just have a few more capping machines that you just load these in, and one head comes around and the spacing is perfect for that. And we can fit a whole bunch of bottles on one tray. We can also then, like I've sent you in the first quote, was do a 6 nozzle head, but the spacing is going to be a little bit more limited. Or what we could do, since you are buying multiple machines, is extend the machine even further out, which will be a little bit harder for operators to take the trays out, but we can extend it out to get more bottles and more capping at one time. That's kind of the only hurdle I kind of see with this, and why we normally just run a one capping head system. But let me know your thoughts on this. I just wanted to kind of give you this visualization and show you the kind of workflow of this. Thank you.